ILEG Technology screen, which is about to change to the new company's name. That will acquire everything. Everything we do will be a part of that name. Because, we've been naming stuff after technology we develop, and every time we develop something new, the company's name changes, becomes a headache. So we're just going to come up with one company name, which we have already, that covers everything. So I was at another location today. This, I could show the video because there was like no advertisement for the store, and it's halfway across town, and I thought I'd show you what the ADTECH looks like. Because, you got some people on the channel that do appreciate our work at the end of the day, but then you got some people at the end of the day that just hate us because, our products are good. That's what we go through. So as you can see, that is the ADTECH at 100% complete. It's done. It's a finished product. And we can literally lay that thing anywhere. So I was over there chatting with them, and he was like, it was colder than a mother jumper today, by the way. I was over there chatting with him, and he was like, hey, do you have a larger surface of the ADTECH? And I said, yeah, this is the one we use for the for my whatchamacallit, for my desktop, for my table desktop in here. Where's the cord for this at? I gotta plug this on. I got some editing to do on the website. But anyway, why is this all hooked around here? Like so, like the freak. But anyway, I gotta go over. I gotta get another store. I gotta hit to. Now I'm gonna wait until the weather gets a little bit better. Cause gee whiz, the day was really cold, and I had to be out there recording because we set the screens up inside, and then we gotta go outside. It's cold. It's colder than a mother jumper out there. But yeah, today we showed off some demonstrations of the Imperial Black, what it looks like in gaming. It looks incredible in gaming. We did some I can't think of the name of it now. It'll come to mind. Warhammer. Yeah, we did some Warhammer. Warhammer has some really dark contrast levels on it. But that is the power of ADTECH. ADTECH is one of the most powerful screens we've ever been blessed to have. I mean, the screen paints, don't get me wrong, they have incredible capabilities, but that ADTECH is a beast. So we're using outside in the demonstration Epson Powerlight S6, which I have in a bag around here somewhere. And we did the demonstration with no HDMI ports. That was all done using a HDMI to VGA adapter. That's what that was used for. So as you can see, it picks up incredible, gorgeous images without basically requiring high-end expensive projectors. Now, that's just the applications we have for inside. Another thing too, which is pretty cool to watch when you look at it in real life, is that the camera has an extremely difficult time trying to pick up because the screen generates a ton of light. I mean, a ton of light. So with that being said, there were just areas on the camera where it was just coming up, it was just picking up too much light, and we had to bring the camera down because it was literally generating so much light. I don't know if they function crazy outside or what goes on, but to the naked eye, if you go and look, see one of them, you can't see the you can't see the projector, nothing. The lens glare, gone. It's not even there, which is insane because, like I said, it's a clear screen. But other than that, yeah, we're going to be doing, those are the test screens right now. So we can get an idea of how dark we want to make the coating, because we can control the darkness of the coating. And then once we get that applied and figure out how darkness the coating is going to work, then we put the bigger screens in. So the one screen I'm putting in is roughly 4 feet by 12 feet. That's the big one. That's when they want to wrap around the glass. And then they got another big window up top. They want another up there. The good part about it is we don't have to spend any money for expensive projectors. So literally we can add the projectors in as part of the kit because we get the projectors for cheap. So I get roughly those projectors wholesale on a pallet. I'm paying something like $10.50 per projector, like really cheap. So we can actually add the projector in. Do you need a 4K? No. You need 1080p? No, you don't need any of that. So the ADTECH is a technology, as I said, we're engineering for businesses to be able to advertise their technology. Everyone that was sitting out there saw the thing, their jaw dropped to the ground. Some people thought it was an LED TV. They literally swore it was LED, and so they saw the projector. So this is what I was stating at the end of the day, that ADTECH is worth millions of dollars. It's worth a lot of money because it has the ability to do things that other screens can't do. They can be used inside, they can be used outside. They just have so many applications attached to them. It is not even funny what you can do them. And with my buddy having a 3D printing business, you know, it's endless on what we could do. We can make tables, we can make anything we want out of the ADTECH. I got these visual walls I'm working on, and the visual walls are walls that you can connect to your ceiling, to your floor, and you can actually have an ultra short throw projector, and it will allow you to be able to produce these beautiful visual walls through your entire environment, or you can connect them together and just make one big long wall. So it's up to you on how you want to design it. But that's some of the stuff we're working on with ADTECH and some of the technology we're working on from there. Ugh, this guy did something. I know he did. He always do something I'm on camera. Every time I'm on camera, he'd be cool as can be, but the minute I'm on camera, he figures out some jacked up thing to do. And he has to have attention 24/7. What did you do? Because way you came around that corner, what did you do? But yeah, very, very happy. Man, I had to be out today, man. It was colder. Like I said, a mother jump right there. But, you know, got to do what you got to do. Now, imagine that, you know, we got screens that fire up like that outside. Our screen paints are absolutely incredible. And this is the reason why we get people at the end of the day that are angry and upset with my company, because they know our technology is absolutely amazing. So, again, good luck with that next week, because that's going to be a bit of a doozy for you to try to make statements about a company, especially when we collected all this evidence on you making statements about my company doesn't work, and it actually does. We got a lot of places, a lot of customers have our stuff. So, you know, lawsuits are going to be coming, and they'll sue a lot of people. There's some dumb nonsense. When they make statements our products don't work, I can write the judge down to see it for himself. But anyway, that's not going to be necessary anyway. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, that technology is a beast. The ADTECH can literally replace any screen on the market. That same screen you see right there can operate inside. Matter of fact, that's the screen I use for my desk. That's what I used on a $16.25 projector. That demonstration blows out every single demonstration on YouTube right now as we speak. It does. It's a screen that's operating outside next to a window. Actually in the window. And in daytime hours. And that's easy for that technology because, like I said, we're used to firing that screen up roughly outside, like with no shielding or whatsoever. So I think it operates easily. So yeah, that demonstration we just did outside, I got a bunch of them, but I'm going to be loading those up to the site. Those are for the members only. Just gave a little sneak peek of what they're seeing on their end. Now let's see what Joker did. The Joker always decides to do something. The minute I get on camera, Joker does jacked up stuff. That's how he got the nickname Joker. Alright, you didn't do anything jacked up. Usually you do. It's like clockwork for you to do something jacked up when I get on camera. So, when we had the guy who's the big time, we had a couple of those tycoons are out there. They're developing the area. Saw the screen, we got major contracts coming our way for ADTECH. Major contracts. So, yeah, it's going to be big. It's going to be really, really big. See that screen? Yeah, it's a 720p 600 by 800 SVGA projector. About as low as you can get. And it did that to it outside with no problem. Wait till we show up the black version of them outside. The black version is insane. But I gotta go across the street. I gotta go do one where I can go across the street and get the record. But we can't show those off because we can't show you the building location. Because like I said, next week we start following. We're not following with one person. I'm actually following with 8 people next week with the courts. Because I want to make sure that we let the judge know that we're having a problem online with these individuals and it needs to be taken care of. So they're going to be digging into everything next week. Get this ball rolling, get these people brought into court and get this going. So we're going to be, actually I'm not going to say the names of the people that we're following against, or you'll figure it out later on. You just got to go to court and prove our stuff doesn't work. And it's going to be a rough ride for you because we can back that stuff up anywhere. Hope you didn't say anything about the ADTECH, because the ADTECH, a penalty for actually touching one of those is 10 mil. Now, for people think, no, we made that so companies, that was 10 mil was designed for companies, just in case the company does something crazy. But other than that, we usually don't have to deal with that at all, period. So that technology right there, yeah, that's a 100% done ADTECH. As the same screen you're seeing there rolled up on my desk, that's the same one that was laying against the window. So, yeah, McDonald's, Burger King, all those big restaurants, IHOP, Versace, Gucci, Calvin Klein, Disney, that technology is going to be embedded into. Do you have any idea what that technology is worth? That's why I sat there and told you on camera, ADTECH is worth millions of dollars. And that's the same technology that I sat in the middle of the floor and I said, if I'm all these things, may the Lord expose me, and he gave us a technology that can read through anything now. Now we have a multi-million-dollar technology in our pocket. I got investors that have been hitting my private accounts about how much money do we need. Right now, I'm not taking anything from investors right now. I need to basically, at the end of the day, figure out the next steps to this technology. I don't want any money from anybody. I'm not used to taking any money from anybody. I'm not even doing stocks. I don't want shareholders. I don't want none of that. I want to keep it basic. That's what I want. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes from there. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Those people down through time who basically didn't do right by my business, you got to be kicking yourself in the butt right now. You could have access to that technology. So, yeah. And it's both sides. You can learn. I can't show you inside, but you can see it from both sides. Usually, when it's outside, out in the open, like if we stick it in the middle of a baseball field, it's basically on one side, but inside they're both sides. Yeah, that's going to be a crazy screen. I want to do one. There's a couple of aquarium stores they want me to do, and I want to do one that's immersed in a fish tank. So we got some screens we're going to be designing. The gaming desk, we're doing a gaming desk outside. We're going to advertise the gaming desk outside in a baseball field. So that's how we want to set it up. So you can game outside at 300 lumens off your desk. And we're going to have a ball with this technology, man. Now, I thought I showed that one off because, like I said, I do have customers on our account that support us, and they should see this technology. But then we got other people at the end of the day that are bitter and upset. God is dealing with you. Next week, we start handling that business. Next week. He ain't the only one being hit. I said roughly, I would say, let's say a roundabout number, about 20 of you are going to have lawsuits filed against you next week. So, you know, it is what it is. See you in court. We got your videos claiming that our stuff didn't work. All you got to do is back up what we just found off your channel. That's it. If you can't back it up, you're going to owe me some money. And this is not small claims court. It's going to be a little higher than that. We're bringing lawyers into this. So it just got really serious. So lawyers, lawsuit first, and next stage, criminal. Which means we're going to go across and we're going to file criminal charges against you. And this is in federal because they want to take you to federal. Because they're online crimes, they want to bring it to federal now, because that's what we're being advised, take it to federal. We take it there, you know what's going to happen in that courtroom. That's a 20-year sentence if you get caught in any one of these things. So if you did any dirt against us, well, ain't no point in running. Just, you know, just take it like a man. You know what I mean? You did it, you just take it like a man. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do, just take it like a man. Next time, this is what you learn. This is a valuable lesson learned. You never know whose business. I don't know what you thought at the end of the day. Maybe you thought at the end of the day that my business was small and I was not going to do anything about it. Maybe if you beat me down enough. No. I've taken a lot of people to court. I've literally taken a lot of people. You wouldn't be the first person I've taken to court and sued. I've done this before. So this is nothing new. I know the court system. I know how to handle this. So I'm not a newbie when it comes to this. I've sued quite a few people down through time of touching my stuff. So, you know, you're dealing with somebody who's done this before. So I know the whole thing. I've just never had to go the length of criminal charges because no one's ever done anything that stupid. Most people do something dumb to get a lawsuit against them, but I've never had somebody do something so dumb we had to file criminal charges against them. So it's not going to go well for a lot of you. And that's basically about it. But till then, I'm getting contracted. So, yeah. The site's blowing up. A little member-only page we got is blowing up because now we got people. I was out there giving them the information on how to log in and see the new stuff that's going on there. They want the companies to be a part of this whole network we have right now. So now we got people log in that want to log in, be part of this whole network. I think it's going to blow up through the roof. And pick me up a tablet next week, so I'm going to start showing off my stuff on my phone. Like, look, we're here, over there, over there, over there, 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 and there. So yeah, that stuff is taking off pretty well. So my buddy is the one with the printing company. He's the one basically getting ready to design all the other cool stuff like the desk, the pod systems, gaming simulator, driving simulators, mech. I want a mech simulator for myself so badly. I'm definitely getting me a mech simulator. I'm not talking about a simulator where you stick a control. I mean, a mechanism with a cockpit that you sit inside of. We're actually doing something way different because our screens, unlike the screens that they have for like you do mech simulators or any kind of driving simulator, you have to have monitors. You can't have a projector sitting behind the back of you because it's going to bounce the back of your head. But these screens are basically transparent, which means we can have massive screens wrapped around you like a C, full C wrapped around you and monitors. We can basically design them where they're basically what do you call it, full submersive gaming technology, which means that you can have all those projectors behind you. That way, I can't tell you how the design is done, but it's designed to operate one projector. It doesn't require multiple projectors, it's one. It's a system that he designed, a special screen that allows only one projector to connect to it to get it to wrap all the way around. It's sick. And once you spray it with that ADTECH, well, that's it. So instead of you having paying for all these monitors, you won't need that anymore. Same thing like the new desk we're designing. The new desks have a high piece that wrap around from the desk to the top. All that's interactive technology. See? Future. See, while you guys are in there crying about paints at the end of the day, we're building future technology. That's what we're engineering. Because we knew sooner or later the paints at the wall, they're not going to be around much. They're going to be around. They're not. They're really not going to be around. We're developing screen paints and stuff like that, but even our screen paints have a future timeline attached to them. So, yeah, sooner or later we won't even need them anymore. We'll evolve past that. Because with that 3D print, they got that 3D printing shop, we can print whatever the freak we want. Anything we want. We're talking about a car dealership. They're talking about printing out this very thin, micro thin, not like a film, but it's a screen that we can fit into the car window that basically allow a projector to push an image right through it. And they operate in direct sunlight. So that's why I said that's why we're outside with 50 and 300 lumens and areas with this setup where we had direct light all around hitting it. I said, man, this thing can fire up outside. Imagine what it can do inside. And it did exactly what it was supposed to do. So think about the future of that technology when we are ready to basically introduce it to customers. That means you can go anywhere you want with that screen. You stick it in your window, don't make a difference. It's not even going to phase it. Nothing's going to phase it at all. Outdoor movie theaters, outdoor screens, setups, all that stuff, man, you'd be able to operate with no problem. Your projectors will cost you next to nothing to do it. Now, I know we're going to have people get jealous. The original group, you won't be around because you're going to be taken care of next week. That's the original group that started off nonsense. You're going to be taken care of. You're going to be all this summer. I guarantee before Christmas hit, you'll be in jail. You'll be in jail and you'll be sued. Maybe before that. Maybe long before that. It doesn't take long. Processing time doesn't take long in courts. This isn't a big area, but they have a lot of paperwork. Paperwork down here goes quick through the system. So, you know, before the summer hits, some of you will be in the system already. Some of you will be sued already. We already know that from the door. But for you new trolls out there at the end of the day, we're planning to make money off you. That ADTECH technology, you touch one of those screens, that's a $10 million fine that we would be hit with. $10 million. It's a lot of money. And we can hold it in court anywhere we go. You make any demonstration, you speak anything about it being faulty, a scam, whatever, we're going to get $10 million out of you. And it doesn't make a difference if you have it or not. We don't care. We're still going to hit you. It's called fallen tree effect. And then we're done there. If you did anything to slander that product and the way you try to damage your company's name and we can prove it, we're taking you straight to federal, which means in federal we can get a 20 to 30 year prison sentence from the door. So the two things they're looking at when you touch an ADTECH is to take as much money to bury you in tons of debt and to make sure they can strip enough from your livelihood, preferably all of it they can, to put you behind bars and keep you behind bars for touching that screen. That same policy goes to companies too. If you ever get the idea that you're going to duplicate, yeah, we're going to hit the daylights out of you with this. So don't think about it at all, period. That's why I spend the money for this top security team to come in. All these IT tech guys at the end of the day, you know what I mean? We need ones that are certified. We need them certified by the courts, certified to be private investigators, because they'll have the ability to be able to send a, what do you call it? Can't think of the name of it now. subpoena, whatever it is, to your internet providers to obtain information from you. Subpoena, that's what it's subpoena. So I'm hiring a bunch of these guys to do that. I'm hiring a good legal team. I want a very strong legal team, some powerhouse attorneys, and I'm hiring bounty hunters. So I'm going to make me a nice, strong legal team. So that way, if we have an incident or a problem, these guys are designed to hunt, find your accounts, figure out exactly where you're located at. And once they get enough information of seeing you breaking the rules, get enough information on you, where you lay your head at, and then we'll proceed with basically having a process server reach your door to send you a document to let you know that you're being sued by my company for 10 mil. We're not playing around with this, we're really not. So next week it begins. We start working on the other ones. Get that. I want this on record with the courts that we're having this issue. So next time we bring people on, it should be an easy sweep. So I would advise you, if you got a channel and you did something to do, you better race it quick before next week. And if you want to play the bluff game with us, go ahead. The first person that's going to get hit with a lawsuit for touching our products is Jamie Fernando Gonzalez. He's the first person we're going to hit with a lawsuit next week. And that's for touching the apex. So good luck with that one, buddy. String paints are $12,000 in small claims court. Those are the only ones we do $12,000 in small claims court. Unless you're showing something where you've been doing too much, and then it's going to be going to civil, where it's going to be $50,000 to $100,000. But most likely it'd be 12 grand. I don't feel like pursuing criminal charges with that. Unless you did something really stupid, then we're going to press charges on you. But anything basic, like, saying something you shouldn't have said, we'll just sue you. That's basically about it. But until then, the ADTECH itself, man, that thing is a beast. Oh man, we do bank windows. I can imagine what we do with a bank window. I got to hire AI programmers, people work with AI. So we're basically going to be putting up we're going to be hiring a lot of people. And we're going to be paying full package benefits, you know what I mean? A whole 9 yards, everything. I believe in treating my people work with me tops. Like, like your CEOs at the end of the day. We don't treat you like garbage at the end of the day. We treat you like your tops. So, you'll be getting full benefits. Any benefits you get carry down to your family. It ain't like just stops with you. It goes to your kids. It goes to your wife. It goes to everybody. You work for our company. We take care of all of you. That's how we do business. So, I can't wait till we do something. I want a daycare. I definitely want a daycare. I want a daycare because it's hard at the end of the day. When you got kids, you got to go to daycare. And if you ain't there on time, they want to charge you extra money and all that other bull crap. But if we got a daycare in our facility, especially when you can monitor 24/7 from the desk, that'd be nice. And it's free too. That's how much money you could save because now you got free daycare because it runs with the job. That'd be awesome. And also too, I want to do something with women who are, and when they have babies, you know what I mean, they're basically pregnant, have babies and stuff. Sorry, I don't have kids, so I'm not too up on that stuff. But anyway, so, I want to do something where we should have parties. We should have like a baby shower party or something like that, because they have a baby, it's a celebration, it's life coming to the earth, that'd be a beautiful thing. So we have a nice party for them, and then they get 6 months leave with full pay. It used to be that way back in the day. It wasn't where you had a baby and you never had, women today don't have time to bond with the child. They got to go back to work because they rush them. Gotta come back to work, gotta come back to work. You make enough money, you can afford that. They need time to bond with the child. It's a very important process of the whole entire thing. So 6 months off with the child with full pay. You can't give them half pay. How are they going to support themselves with just half pay? That's bullcrap. So it should be full pay. So that's how we're going to do it. Our business is going to be completely different from everybody else's. We take care of people we work with. They're the ones that are helping my business today. We got to take care of them. And on top of that, I saw this in Japan. They have a nap. Now they have a nap. It's just enough to recharge. And I remember many times coming in from eating, and you get tired and sluggish, and that's kind of hard if you start yourself back up again. In Japan, they had this kind of give them like a little bit of a nap, a little rest period. Give enough to get a little charge, you know what I mean? Just enough to rewind yourself, get yourself back up. Not too much, because too much would be groggy, but just enough. They have, I'm definitely going to be taking some pointers from Japan on how they take care of the workers at the end of the day. They got some great programs up there. So yeah, I'm going to have a lot of cool stuff up there for the environment. I want my environment to be very nice for our employees. That's what I want. And they're going to have ADTECH desks. They're going to love these things at the end of the day. These things are going to be amazing. None of them small cubicles. I can't stand small cubicles. I never actually worked at a cubicle before, ever in my entire life. But from what I've seen from people working at cubicles, I mean, right next, you got the guy right next to you, BAM! That'd drive me nuts. There's no way in the world I could deal with that. I want open desk area. Nice open desk area. Lots of windows all the way around. That causes people to relax. It's a good thing. Well, a different way of designing my environments. It's good that they get up and take a break, and they need to. I need people to get up and take a walk. There's a walk track inside. I want to put a track inside they can walk. They can do it that way. Put some track machines in there, whatever. Because again, sitting at a desk all day long is very dangerous. Why you see me get up and go take a walk somewhere? Because you can build blood clots in your legs. You can get all kinds of problems in your legs. If that blood's not circulating, you're sitting down constantly all the time. That's very dangerous. So yeah, let me take care of my employees. And they do not call me boss. I hate that name. They'll call me Mr. Bird. Because that's what I like to be called, Mr. Bird. Yep, I got big plans, man. Big plans. But when I saw those guys come, those real estate tycoons come over, I look at that screen, and they were like, do you have a place we can reach you at? That's why we set up the members only. They can go in there and get all our information right from there, and we can start networking business from there. Once we get the whole VR station hooked up, we'll be good to go. Because then we can do business overseas without traveling anywhere. That is going to be awesome. Now, I didn't show off the screen because the naysayers get offset. You guys think everything is about you. Life doesn't revolve around you. You know that, right? I showed it off because we do have customers that do support our technology. I want them to see exactly how far we've been working with this technology. You guys get on there and get all angry and get upset and say, oh, it's a fake, it's this, and the other, so forth. That's you, because you're jealous. You're very, very jealous of what we do. And if you think that's something, mind you, I told you, ADTECH has 67 forms of itself. Those are the beginning stages of the technology. You have no idea how deep the rabbit hole goes. When the Lord blesses with that technology, it has insane possibilities. It's like, it's endless on what it can do. There are so many versions of that screen, it's not even funny. It's a mesh version of it that we're actually working on next. That thing has so many different designs, so it's not even funny what we could do to it. And it works with just about any application you can run it off. Mind you, like I said, we're out in the middle of the park at 300 lumens. That's crazy stuff at the end of the day. Yeah, it has so many crazy applications to it. The black screens, you seen that thing looks like a Warhammer looks like on that thing? And we're using 720p only. We're not using any 4Ks in here, not even a 1080p projector. All our machines in here are old machines. They cost me under $200. That's why I sat there and said on camera, man, there's no excuse for these screens today. They've been around for too long, man. These stuff has been around for too long. You guys are still, even with the influencers, you guys are still in the dark doing the same dumb demonstrations you've been doing since day one. Dark environment. For God's sake, you're on an ultra short throw. You know how far that projector sits back from that screen in that demonstration? And you're in a dark environment with a projector that sits that close. Even if you do turn on your lights on in there at the end of the day, the screen's still washing out. It's supposed to be vivid, bright. It's supposed to look like your cell phone. That's what it's supposed to see. And that's what they did. The guy asked me what the channel was. He whipped out the cell phone. He matched the screen. That's the way it's supposed to look. And you see the machine I'm using? It's a paperweight, for goodness sakes. And you guys got amazing projectors, and you come nowhere close to that. You've been getting ripped off all that time. They just hand you over the same excuse every time. Stay in a dark environment, calibrate your machine, spend more money for inky contrast, blah, 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 blah. We've been warning you about this stuff for years. Doing tons of demonstrations, showing you no, you don't have to do that. You'll spend all this money. The smart customers are the ones who paid money for our products. They don't do that now. They go outside in the backyard. They do demonstrations that influencers can't do now. I got demonstrations that date back, 7, 8 years? And those demonstrations are doing stuff that they can't do today. Now, under today's more advanced equipment, that's far better than the projectors my customers were using back 7 years ago. So now you're going to see a new usher of technology come in. The ADTECH. It's going to do things that no other screen can do. Well, we got a black version coming out for customers pretty soon, mostly in September in that area. We already made a decision that in 2027, that we changed the prices on our screen paint. Now the bad screen paints we have, and yeah, you'll see those screen paints in big displays. A buddy of mine's got a 200-inch screen. He wants one of the screen paints painted. ADTECH's going to be going in there on his 200-inch screen. He's got it set up for that. Our screen paints are now marketed at, we want to make the screen paints more affordable. We made them all at $260, and then we added on express free shipping. Ain't nobody doing that. And that technology can take anything else at once. Anything, any screen, it can take. And it can take on certifies. $3,000, $7,000 machines that come out easily on projectors that cost under $200. That's why Fernando went in and did that demonstration, because he was threatened by our products. He was upset that he's seen that technology doing things that his P2 couldn't do on his screen paint. And he decided to do that demonstration. Fernando is the first person in history that is going to go before a judge if he shows up. Like I said, I explained to this guy before, as you made these statements, we got a whole bunch of videos showing that you've done this against 12s, you've done this against 7s, you've done this against 8s. We got a history of you doing this stuff. So, if you say our product looks that way, 100%, we should have no problem seeing you in court. But if I can back something up, you sure enough want to see me in court. Just like when Julian's came out there and they said some nonsense about a rent, whatever, and they tried to pad my bill. I showed up. I was there twice. I showed up, and they never showed up. So if you got nothing to hide, you will be there in court with no problem. If you got something to hide, you ain't showing up. We all know how it works. So let's see what happens, if he shows up or not. But he's the first person getting sued for it. The first person got a lawsuit coming against us for basically touching that paint. So he's just got pictures we all took, the videos we took, the little video we did. We got all those pictures. They're going to be submitted in. He has to be to say that our product came that way. That ain't going to happen, Jack. If you do show up and you're there, I'm going to have you paint my screen in. Get your big screen, paint it in. I'm going to put your picture up on the teleprompt, and let's see if it matches the same thing. You're going to lose 12 grand. Now, for Fernando, at the end of the day, what he doesn't understand about the situation is that he feels that he's going to get the lawsuit. Now, lawsuit, he's probably not going to show up. We're never going to see him on that one. They're going to take 12 grand out of his pocket regardless. But what Fernando doesn't understand is, if he's a no-show and the judge sees he's a no-show, this gives us a better vantage point of taking this now to municipal court, which is right across the street. And municipal court is different. Over there, it's criminal. So once we file over there, that means we can show the judge, look, we sued this guy for basically slandering my company. He never showed up. I want to get him for harassment. And we can get you on a harassment, defamation, slander. We can get you on that over there. Now, once we file over there and that process server comes back to your address and he gives you that document, this is the one you have to show up for, because this is criminal. You don't show up for this, automatic bench warrant, which means they'll issue a warrant here. That warrant will carry over to Baldwin Police Department, and Baldwin Police Department will come to your address to arrest you. And you'll go there to be processed, and then from there, if everything goes well for you, hopefully it does, you'll be transferred over here, and you'll be at that holding facility, that prison I have right next to the office building. You'll be in there. They'll be holding you in there for trial. Now, it depends on when a trial date comes up. A trial date may not come up for maybe 6 months, and maybe a year. You'll be in there for quite a bit. It's kind of interesting that when you file charges and they have the court date comes up pretty fast. But if you don't show up to one of these things and they stick you in that holding cell, it's kind of like they forget you in there. Because he's going to be over here for a while. Yep, that's what we're going to do. Until then, I have to get ready for another one tomorrow. I got to go and I got to do another glass. We got to go in there and do that. We do the sample surface and go from there and then decide how big they want. So over there, they're getting two, oh man, that screen's like 4 feet by 12 feet. They're getting 2 of those, and they want the larger panels. They want the 4x8s, they want those. And then they're going to take the ADTECH technology. They want a 200-inch screen of the ADTECH in there. So you're going to do that in there. So it's going to be pretty cool. Oh. Man. I had to be out in that freezing cold, man. That cold was no joke. And do the screen, isn't it worth either the heat or the cold? Either one we got to deal with. Because when I did the one over there by the Karen place, we had a heat wave. And I had to be outside every hour to make sure that screen was going to fire up. Man, that was a hot day. And then on top of that, now we had this real freezing cold snap. And I had to be outside, man. I was like, well, just hold the camera and just deal with it, because that's pretty much all you can do. I got to invest in some kind of remote control tripod system, something with some kind of auto aim or something. I got to trust in something. Because, man, some of the places we got to be at for this stuff. Oh, I forgot about that. There's a lake nearby here, too. I'm going to do a demonstration on a lake. I've never got a chance to do that. See-through screen with stands sitting on the lake like it's floating in water. Oh, that'd be hot. Why's my music not playing in the background? There we go. But of course, yes, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with amazing technology. I had no idea that screen was going to come out looking like that. No idea. No idea at all. You see the color that bursts off that thing? That thing looks incredible. And imagine that when you see that in stores that are going to be doing demonstrations where, like I said, Dunkin' Donuts can make the windows fill up with coffee. With that AI technology, those programmers at the end of the day, and ADTECH, and my guy with the printing shop, man, that's a perfect combination, man, for the perfect storm on developing amazing technology. But I could imagine what these AI guys do at the end of the day. Like, they do some pretty crazy stuff. I can't imagine some of the stuff they could do for, like, the Dunkin' Donuts advertising for them, for McDonald's. Heck, we could bring Ronald McDonald's back, the whole land, all they could run across the screen. There's so much stuff. Petco, we can have dogs and cats and birds flying across the screen. If you got a shop that sells flowers, we can make your windows bloom. We can literally make flowers and vines grow all around there. Man, it's just endless possibilities for advertising, what we can do out there. Endless. Endless possibilities, man. If I did one for Petco, I would like to do one where the dog runs back and forth and licks the glass and it runs off. That'd be pretty cool. There's just endless possibilities. And again, no expensive projectors. It operates in direct sunlight. The surface we have is super thin and rolls up. And when you get done with it, you can take it home and watch a movie off of it. We can even work with that company that does the decal stickers. We can work with them. Because they could do this design and we can put an ADTECH in there. That'd be pretty cool. So we can then work a contract out with them too. Because I'd rather not take a company out of business. That'd be horrible. You know what I mean? I'd rather do something we can work together as a partner. That'd be nice. Doesn't mean partner with a lot of people. The black ADTECH version of it, we're going to be making luxury screens with that wraparound screen, curved screens with them. And I got this furniture shop, a couple of them, that want to package deal, the screen, projector, sound bar, with the cloud sofa and everything. The guy has a yacht, the one I told you about. He's doing a wrap around his yacht. He's going to bring some of his rich friends and then watch that screen. So he's going to boost our company for us. Man, we hit Apple. Woo, woo, woo. I would definitely like to do. I like the Apple logo. I love the Apple logo. It's one thing. I'm not a big fan of their computer, but I do like their Apple. Their logos are amazing. So I do like to do something for Apple. Once we get everything finished, I'm going to be sending out some demonstrations to some of these big companies that's showing what the ADTECH does. Cold day, but at least we got our work done today. And I got some new videos uploaded on the channel. So yep. So yeah, there is a version of the Imperial Black coming to customers. It's an Imperial Black screen. We got two versions of it. One's a tile system, and the other one's a full screen coming. So that'll be ready. So get ready when the pre-orders pop up, because we're going to pre-order that thing, and it will be a limited edition, which means we're not going to make like very little of them. They're going to be easy to get your hands on. It's just your thing's going to go fast. I was wondering what that whatchamacallit look like on it, but I'm gonna run the PC through it too. Oh, and for those people who don't understand, you see that projector we had in the back, 600 by 800, 720p. That technology has enhancement capabilities, which means it can make a 720p look absolutely incredible, almost close to 4K. You couldn't tell one from the other. We've done these tests already before with screen paints. We have it backed up on the account. So the new technology we're working on, the black version of that technology, what that stuff would do with a low profile graphic card is absolutely freaking insane. So you don't have to buy high-end graphic cards. Unfortunately, in some ways you do, because the gaming specifications will require these cards, but is it necessary? Not with this technology? No. We're going to be doing some demonstrations with a 1050 graphic card, showing you the difference between 1050 graphic card versus maybe a 3050, a 4090, and so forth. So you can show the screen side by side on a PC running the same application and game, but different graphic cards on that technology. That technology can enhance your graphic card capabilities. So that's when I get people saying, you got to get a 15. No, we don't. We did engineer the technology that doesn't allow you to have that. Just like we engineer the technology where you don't need a 4K or 1080p projector. We engineer the technology not to be stuck in dark environments anymore. Changed all that. You don't have to go through that anymore. So it's going to be pretty cool. Can't wait. Cannot wait. Pretty soon we'll be showing you the fluorescence. That's another stage of that technology. The fluorescence. Ugh. All right, people. That's basically about it. I got to get on here. I got to do a bunch of updating on the site. We have to get ready for our customer base. We have to get ready for offline base and the company base, all that. We have to get ready for all that. So pretty soon we'll have when the new paint launches, which I'm so happy when it launches, we don't have to worry about Fernando. Fernando should be taken care of by then. He should be definitely taken care of by April. So good on that one. That's good. Let me see. We got January. We file tomorrow. No, next week we file. So we got it February. That's January. Oh, yeah, so be in January. January, February. Oh yeah, he'll definitely be taken care of for that. We'll be in court way before that. It's 30. The most like 30. It's 12 to 30 days. But the most we can run into is 60. But we're not going to even reach 60 up here because, like I said, we're in Allentown. We get cases up here, but we're down in Philly or New York City or a place like that. Yeah, that'd be a different story. We'd probably be roughly into like 2 months, but not down here. You won't. Roughly, probably end of the month we'll be in court. So, yeah, we'll get that taken care of real quick. If he's still got steam in him after the lawsuit, and that's not enough, then we're going to go over and file over there with the courts, and we're going to basically get a criminal charge for it. It shouldn't be hard to do. We got an instant report on him anyway, so we can pick any one of those to go with, and we just go from there. And this time when we file that one, the processor will come to your front door, Fernando. This will be for criminal. This is the one that's important. It's the one you have to show up for. You have to show up for this one. So you won't be around for the new paint. And if you think about making some nonsense up before that paint launches, I'll sue you again. Or anybody else. Anybody else wants to follow Mr. Fernando's steps, and you feel that you want to go and make a false demonstration claim you got my product, you better have receipts, because we're requesting receipts. You better have receipts, and you better have the container, and it better match. If it doesn't match, you owe me $12,000. So, do that. Now, I know people got a habit of saying they don't have the money. Oh, don't worry about that. I got a financial advisor. His job is to go through your assets, figure exactly how much money you're worth, how much money you pay off your check, how much money you get from your income tax, everything. His job is to figure out everything on how much you're worth, what you make, what you have, what your house is worth, items inside. Ooh, they're designed to look through all types of stuff. You got any hidden banking accounts, all that, they'll dig all that up. And make sure we get our money. So that's what's going to happen. You decide you're going to leave it in somebody else's name, they're going to get in trouble, you're going to get in trouble. First things first, if you've been paying on a house since last year, then the money trail is going to show that you've been paying on that house. And all of a sudden, right around the time of the lawsuit, it gets switched in somebody else's name. That'll get you in trouble, and that'll get that person in trouble. So now that person will be dragged into court, and they might lose their stuff or even trouble getting you to go to jail for this. I won't even bother doing that at all, period. I've been through that one before. As somebody we sued, we took the car from them. And they didn't have anything. The only thing they had was a car, so we took the car. So they tried to put the car in somebody else's name. We got both of them in that nonsense. Because we could show the money trail from the bank. That you've been paying on that car all this time. And right around the time the lawsuit pops up, all of a sudden it pops up in somebody else's name. Heck no. We hit him too. So don't get involved in that nonsense. Don't do that. That'll make things far worse for you. And then you're back in court and they'll be filing another lawsuit at you. You're bad enough to have one of those things. But other than that, that's just telling you the inside of you trolls at the end of the day. And again, you already know we explained all this stuff about the IP addresses and all that stuff, cyber investigators. We went over all that stuff already. How your accounts can be traced back to you. That we already did already. So move on from there. Next week we file, and then we go from there. And while that's being taken care of, let the courts do best. I'm gonna go in here and go to more locations. I definitely want to do a bank. Like a bank, the windows fill up with coins, something like that. There's so much wacky stuff we can do with this thing at the end of the day. We can do some crazy stuff. Man, think about that. Come Halloween, I saw somebody who had snow in their window. They sprayed the snow. You know, it's a headache to get that stuff out of your window. They had the decal stickers on there, and then they had snow. The decal stickers were something completely from Christmas time. You can't have Christmas time decals up there. The things would be up there all year round. That would look kind of weird. But they had something up there for their decal stickers. And then they sprayed all this snow and put all this paint all over the windows and stuff. I'm like, man, if they had ADTECH up there, they can just go, you know what? I can put my logo in here and whatever, and I can put snowflakes and make it snow. I can do whatever I want. I can make pumpkins dance across the window and all types of stuff. 4th of July, I can make the windows blow up like fireworks displays. There's just crazy, endless possibilities you can do with it. I want to do I want to do a Megadon. I definitely want to do one. When it's splashing around back and forth in the water. That's why we need these AI guys at the end of the day, those programmers. So for me, hiring somebody that works with AI, chances are, if you're working for my company, it's gonna be one of the things. A lot of people have skill levels, they just don't have the experience. They have amazing skill levels. You just can't get the skill levels. No job will hire them because we will hire you. So it means if you're just fresh out of school, you got a skill level, you can show us what you got a job. How is you going to get a skill level if nobody hires you? Somebody got to give you a chance. We're the ones that give you that chance. So we give you a test, and you do a good job at it. You make that screen look incredible and believable, and you got a job from my company. You not only got a job, you got a career. You got a salary. Yep, I cannot wait. All right, people. Future looks bright for us. It looks insanely bright. It looks amazingly bright. I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now. I had never expected for that to look like that. I mean, I thought it was going to look crazy, but man, on a projector, it is an eco mode, by the way. We're in eco mode doing this stuff. We have no HDMI ports on the back of the thing. We're using VGA adapters and stuff, and that thing looked that insane. Imagine if Disney got their hands on that, and they're using those Rocco and barcode projectors on that stuff. I got my screen. I thought my screen was slanted over there. No, it's not slanted. All right, well, with that being said, hope you enjoyed the demonstration. Thank you for your time. I mean, like I said, stay out of trouble. I don't look forward to suing you guys. But I mean, if that's the route you're going to take, that's what we got to take. We have to. We have to defend our company. We can't just let you come in and say all kinds of ruthless things about my business. I worked very hard to build my company. So I have to do what I have to do. And if you want to decide you want to take it farther than that, then we'll just go to common plea courts and we'll go with criminal charges from there. And then you lose your freedom. You don't want to lose that. You got the freedom right now to walk outside your door and go to the edge of your driveway or wherever you live at and go, oh, that's a beautiful thing to be to do that. You don't want to do something where you're going to be stuck in a place where you can't get out of. And the only way you can get out is, the only way you can pass out. Some people, the only way you can pass out of a place like that is death. You don't want that. At the end of the day, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, enjoy the things that you worked hard to work for. That's what you want to do. Don't do dumb stuff. Because I know the devil tells you in the back of the mind you're not going to get caught. Oh, you're going to get caught. You're definitely going to get caught. That's definitely going to happen. That's his plan. His plan is to make sure you do get caught. You are definitely getting caught. I know that for a fact you're getting caught. That's his plan. Ain't no way, that ain't on your side. He's going to tell you. He's going to be your friend. This is a person who wants to kill you from day one. From the day you were born, he hates your guts. And you think he's going to sit there and go, oh, don't worry. You're not going to get caught. No one's going to find out, because that's what he tells you every time. Yeah, he's going to make sure you find out. He's going to sit there and have you do the act and snitch on you. Like, yeah, he did it right there. Yeah, he did it. He broke those windows. He's going to sit right there and he's going to snitch on you. And he's going to laugh the entire time. When you're sitting up in that courtroom, he is back there laughing his head off with his other demons. Like, look what I got him to do. Look what I got him to do. I got him this far, man. I wonder how much farther I can get him. Yeah, he hates your guts. And you listen to that. That's like if you got a neighbor, I said this before, you got a neighbor who don't like you. A neighbor that can't stand you. Every time you come out, they always give you dirty looks. They don't like you, always saying nasty things behind your back, stuff like that. They just don't like you at all, period. Would you take advice from that neighbor? Would you go across the street and that neighbor told you to go do something? Would you follow up and do behind the neighbor? You thinking back, you're like, no, that person's trying to set me up. Bingo. So all that stuff that you guys did, it didn't phase my company one bit. I'm gonna go on to make millions of dollars, and you didn't do anything to me at all. You're gonna go to jail for this stuff. Devil's got you. And he ain't gonna be happy. He's not happy yet. He's not happy. To see you go through the court system, to see you get locked up, to see you go through the torment, the pain, all of it, that does not make him happy. What makes him happy is for you to be gone, to be off this planet. Because once you die and you have not been saved and you go to the next life, he got you. He got you 100%. 100% you belong to him. Because he knows if you pass over, there's no mercy for you. He ain't done with you. He is far from done from you. Now, we got to do what we got to do because, again, you broke the law. But on his behalf, he's far from done with you. You're still breathing. That's the problem. And he want to get rid of you. And he's going to finish it. Unless you find God in the process. But if you don't, he's going to finish that job. Either he's going to wait it out to your time to leave the earth, keep you occupied as much as you possibly can on the things of this world, because that's one of the things he does. He'll keep you occupied on little trinkets and stuff on this world and have you beginning your salvation with Christ until your time runs out, because he knows you can't be here forever. He knows you're going to die sooner or later. So let me keep you occupied with this and that. Let me get you caught up in crimes and all kinds of stuff. Let me get you to sin and destroy your salvation with God, because I know you can't be here forever. I have immortality. You don't. That's another way to get you. And another way can get you some trouble, get you caught up in some madness, get you into the system where he has an even higher chance of getting rid of you. And that's what you've been listening to. And you see, my technology is sitting on the side of a building right now. A bunch of heavy investors staring at it. And anyone I show that picture now, they want to offer me money for my company. Yeah, that's where I'm going. These are good Pop Tarts, by the way. These are generic Pop Tarts, fantastic. They don't want to hear what I got to say, because they know they did what they did. They listened to the devil. Oh, I thought that was my cat sitting there for me. He don't sit on top of tables at all. Yeah, there's a way to get out of it. You just won't take it. So, I hope this is a wake-up call. Some of you are going through this process with the courts and all. This is a blessing for you. You may say, how is that a blessing? It is. It's a blessing. It's a crossroads, a chance for you to get out of the situation and seek God. Sometimes some people don't learn until they hit rock bottom. That's the only way they can learn. You got to hit rock bottom. You got to have everything stripped away from you. You got to have your freedom stripped away from you, worldly possessions, everything taken from you. When you hit absolute rock bottom, where there's nothing left, then that's when some people will turn to God. Oh, I'm going to put down some beautiful scenery. Jeez. What is going on with my temperature? I was outside a couple of minutes ago. I was getting freezing to death. Now I'm back in here. I'm getting cooked. Jeez. I want to go back outside and work. Put this right here. All right, I got to go. I got to drop my password off to a bunch of people so they can get access in, people that are interested in the site. And I got to go in and I got to send some information out to another person for their company. And I'll be out tomorrow morning to do another demonstration for this technology. But, as I said before, stay away from the devil, find and seek God. Of course, we thank our Lord and Savior for blessing us with amazing technology, because without him, none of this would ever be possible. I'm just so happy. Unfortunately, we can't show you the other videos. We shot about 20 videos out there. I don't want to put all of them on YouTube. We put one, that's good enough to show you what we're doing. And that's basically about it. The rest of them are going to go reload it up onto the site. And man, we got crazy. We got ones where it's snowing, made the screen snow. We've got all kinds of stuff we do on that screen. We see the big one. The big one's coming in, man. They're coming in next week. The big ones are coming in. We got a nice workshop upstairs. I was talking to the Lord about that. We need a workshop that I can basically commute better. My other buddy got a night's workshop, but it's too far out. I still got to take a lift back and forth. But this right here, we got a nice workshop we can work at. Can't show any videos on that, unfortunately. But we have to show all the videos and all that stuff on the members only channel. That's for network for companies. But we will show you demonstrations of the interior, and that's going to be the customer screen. Periods for customers and periods also for businesses. But you guys have an interior screen coming out. It's wallpaper too. I might make it with a memory system. If I make it with a memory system, that means your screen flexes. That means it flexes and stays that way, which means you can flex it any way you want. I'm kind of working on that. That'd be cool because you could bend it for curves or whatever way you want to do it. That'd be kind of cool. Like a memory kind of surface you can bend back and forth. Tell me that would not be hot. Especially for you gamers out there. Like I make it to a stimulator for driving. I make it flat. I make it an out curve. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff with it. All right, with that being said, thank you for your time. I got to go, and God bless. Oh, by the way, the free shipping we have on the screen paints for everybody. So that's, we're doing 32 ounces only, but it's free express shipping for everybody. We pay for that. All right, got to go.